right, let's get that music going. Give ourselves a minute and a half to get the notifications out. 4 million people in the house so far. Moelma, Anime, Melanie, Tobias waiting, listening to classic George Michaels. Mike, married to a beautiful woman, is here. Looks like all the Moelmas may be here. Tagging me on Facebook. Thank you so much, Moelma. Larry's here. Anime, get well soon. It's 8 a.m. Monday morning here in the Philippines. I think we're ready to go. All right. Let's cue it up. All right, you guys let me know. Let me know if the sound's good, if the lighting is good and all that. Yeah, it takes a little, the place is so small, this little 22, 25 square meter apartment, that it takes a little ingenuity to figure out how to set things up. But anyway, we are coming to you live from Cebu City, Lahug area. We're located on the 7th floor of the MIT Apartments, which is in the heart of Lahug City, right across the street from Mr. Sizzler. It's also located above the 7-Eleven and around the corner from the Dunkin' Donuts and the McDonald's. We got all we need here. JY Mall or JY Square, we got all we need. We got the pickup coffee shop right around the corner. Mere footsteps from our front door. Hey Joe is here. Buena Vista Dreaming from Vallejo. Did we use Fed now offers instant payment services for banks? Yeah, I have talked about it in a previous stream, saying that, yeah, right now they're rolling it out commercially, but this is coming to a Gcash account near you. Yeah. So right now they're just working out the bugs, and so they're doing instant transfer to banks and credit unions. And once they get all the bugs worked out of it, it's working great. They'll be rolling it out commercially, but that would be done through private apps because the Fed is only allowed to do business with commercial banks. So they're going to do it in the form of things like Gcash and Pay, apps that are very similar to that. Commercial banking in the United States and maybe around the world is going away, folks. You're being set up for it. As I said, the Philippines, they're taking their cue from the world banks and the United States in particular, and they've already stepped over quite a few steps. Edward D. Beck is in the house. They they have already pretty much bypassed commercial retail banking and gone to application. So where we bank, or Mini has her account, the BPI, they already have their own app that you can do a lot of stuff on. And now GCash, as you know, is setting up the whole transfer direct from bank to your digital wallet. So these things like digital wallet and central bank digital currency, they're getting used to they're starting to get you used to the vocabulary, the new vocabulary that they're going to be using. And so if you don't think this isn't a setup for something, Ryder Adventures here, Crystals is in the house, Nicole is here, Tim Deziak, all these people that are telling me, oh, it's 5 years into the future, it's 10 years into the future, I'll be dead before I ever see it. Wishful thinking on your part. Is all I got to say. So welcome here, especially the folks from Canada, Australia, United States, and all around the world. I realize it's probably evening time, afternoon time, and morning time, but you're welcome here, no matter what your choice of libation is. It could be coffee, beer, or wine. Just take your time and join Dan for. I guess we'll start calling this Talk About Nothing and Talk About Nonsense. All right. So today, what's first step? What's first step in my mind? Oh, yeah. Today has been declared by President Marcos here in the Philippines a national holiday. Means that school is canceled. Everyone, government employees get an extra day off. And it's also, you can go home and watch Marcos give his speech. And so this is a big time speech. This is the one done once a year annually. It's going to be the State of the Union address. And also there's a planned jeepney strike for Manila. I don't see much going on here in Cebu. Yesterday I was running around telling everybody, go home, go home. Marcos has declared a national holiday for all, go home. And they all gave me quizzical Dan looks. They all just looked at me and laughed. Actually, they laughed. They laughed really hard. I don't know what that was all about. I said, no. I said, Marcos said you could go home. You don't have to work today. You don't have to work. Go home. And they just all, they all looked at me and gave me that, Cano, this ain't your country. If there's someone that should be going home, that would be you. Oh, my goodness gracious. That's pretty funny. Okay, let's talk about. So now he's going to be given the State of the State address or State of the Union address, which I respect. And quite frankly, wages have been rising very fast here in the Philippines. I don't know if he's going to mention that. But there are certain things that topics that I hope he starts talking about. That's the rollout of new social service programs for the people that need it the most, which are the very young and the seniors. And so we'll see what happens. I'm hopeful. We'll see what happens. Anime is not feeling well today. So if you want, share out your goodwill and your blessings to Anime Reyes, who's recovering from, she says, I think if I read it in here earlier, it's respiratory issue, and that's kind of dangerous. And so I don't know, Anime, what can I say? You might want to see the doctor today. That is, if they haven't taken the day off. And so let me know what you decide to do. Jerry is in the house. Jerry, I called South Texas home. Digital currency is used by a very educated man with a YouTube name, Low Roller. That's right. Low Roller Scratcher. And Low Roller's got to be happy, right? Because if Chris and Cebu were still going strong, then Low Roller would be on there every afternoon, every day, talking about how his cryptocurrency is growing and climbing and going through the roof right now. So, but I'm a Warren Buffett fan. He's old, I'm old. Why not take sage advice from the master of money. Ah, yes. What do they call him? The something of Omaha. No, no, not the old man from Omaha. They don't call him that. Who says that? You know, it doesn't do anything. Cryptocurrency doesn't do anything. So he doesn't ever think that he will ever own even one crypto coin as long as he's on this planet and breathing. And I believe him. I believe him. Someone gave him a cryptocurrency as a present, and I think he sold it off. He says it's only, it doesn't do anything. It just lies there and looks pretty. It's very similar to gold, and so he's not interested in it. You should go and watch some of Warren Buffett interviews. They're very, very enlightening, very, very interesting. Annie MC, good morning, good morning. Let's see. Mike married to a beautiful woman says a 17-year-old female killed on Negros Oriental was missing and found in Valencia. Holy crap. How did she get? Well, yeah, that isn't very well. It depends. It could be an hour and a half, 2 hour drive, right, from Negros Oriental. Depends on where she was. If she was on the east coast of Negros Oriental or the west coast, but Valencia is in Negros Oriental. I was going to say, how did she get there? But sounds to me very mysterious, but it sounds to me very familiar on what goes on sometimes in the United States these days. Actually, it's an epidemic, according to the sheriff of Sacramento County, and that is that the online crimes thing, the way that some of these contacts are initiated, he said it is absolutely exploding, and they have not even scratched the surface of the crimes that are being committed online against old dudes and younger women, trying to lure them in to their spidey web. And so I'm not sure. I'm just, taking a guess that that's a possibility that something like that happened to this young lady. And it would also make me think that the crime was committed not by a Filipino. So, all right, you can throw eggs at me or do whatever you want for saying that, but I just don't think so. I think that sounds more of a crime that would have been committed by a foreigner. So national holidays been declared, and there are a lot of reasons for that. It's not only that today is the State of the Union address by the president of these here Philippines, and everybody should be paying attention to that. But it's also about the jeepney strike, I'm sure. I have to go back and look at a few more. Mike is chiming in with all kinds of interesting things. Mike married, well, the Canadians are leading the charge on this, so you probably will be one of the first to use it. Yeah. But since they control the media in Canada, you probably don't know that they're the ones leading the charge on this. All right, Tobias, let's see, Melanie Calapine says, Tobias Michaels, that's really sad. So sad to think that our co-Filipina is a scammer. What? They ruined the personality of the other Filipino who is good, but not all. I'm not sure what that's about right there. I think I'm missing some topics in the chat. Chris is saying Philippine president stated that the national dress, or we call it SONA, where our president talks about our country's economic progress. Yeah, that's the same as most State of the Union addresses that happen in different Western countries around the world. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's see. My finger is slipping here on my phone. I apologize. I have heavy thumb disease. Yeah, people wishing you well, Anime. Good morning, Sir Dan Mamini. Yeah, so I think that whole Negros Oriental thing, I think that crime is not going to be a difficult one to solve. They'll probably be able to piece it together very quickly with electronics, with internet being their best friend. Tobias is saying, Melanie, yes, not all women are bad. He should have known better. He got to the airport and she disappeared. He sold everything he has said. I think I know which story you guys are talking about. And we really don't know. Is that the one that Sunshine Shoulders was featuring on his channel? Yeah, there's two sides to every story. There's my side, and then there's the truth. Mike Married says it happens a lot in the Philippines. I have a friend whose 18-year-old daughter was raped and murdered in Naga City. Her killer was caught. He is a truck driver. Uh, keep an eye on your daughters. That's what I have to say about that. Keep an eye on your daughters. This isn't the old Philippines any longer. They're taking their, they watch television set. They watch TV, YouTube, and all these other commercial programs that teach them how to commit crimes. Crime is coming to a country near you. But so far, Man Mini and I, we feel safe so far, both in Bye Bye City and Gesundheit, bless you. So far in Bye Bye City, Leyte, and here in Cebu, we feel very safe, but it's being lured into that feeling of safety that is your enemy. You have to keep your head on a swivel at all times. But, young ladies here in the Philippines, they can be at times a little bit naive. And so you have to watch out for your daughters. And why don't people watch out for their sons more? I don't understand that difference. Okay, Tobias said, hey guys, San Dimato Dam. This dude was scammed and lost everything. He has a heart attack in the airport when he realized what happened. Oh yeah. Yeah, I know. Of course. Yeah, listen, there's another side to this story that we don't know. We're always getting, the side where the guy falls out. I know he's in the hospital recovering and all this. I wish him well. Yeah, I wish him well. Lost everything. Yeah, we'll find out the whole story. Eventually it'll come out. We'll find out he didn't really have a whole lot to begin with. I know people on that story, they're throwing numbers around. I apologize for laughing, but I know there's something more to it. It just doesn't pass the smell test. It doesn't pass the whole story. The way it was presented does not pass the smell test. My poop detector is redlining, and let's put it that way. Okay. And so I'm just saying, you have to, sometimes you can't be too quick to judgment. You have to wait for the whole story to come out. And so, okay, if it happened the way that is being presented by everybody, okay, all right, it happened. Then I got something else to say to you after that, and it's not as pleasant as the way I'm talking now. Mike married to a beautiful woman here also in our place. Mike, last week, there's a 56-year-old woman who was raped and her dead body was found in the creek. Oh my God, that's horrible. That's horrible, Melanie. All right, so let me move down here in the chat, get all caught up. In school, we used to blame everything on one dude. Even when the teachers asked us our name, we said his. Poor guy was so mean. Anyway, blame it all on the truck drivers. Exactly. Blame it on the security guard, right, Tobias? Oh, my apologies to Larry. It's always the security officer that's being accused of theft. It's always the police officer being accused of eating too many donuts. It's always something, Des is here. Des was live earlier. Did you have a good live stream, Des? Are you still live? Are you still alive? That's also good. Let's see. No, Anna, she just graduated from high school with honors and was starting to be a lawyer. LV is in the house. LV Rose is in the house. LV Rose puts on a pretty good show. I'd be spending a little bit of time there if I had the time to spend. Um, Cha Ram is here. Donuts. Oh, I put the idea in your head. Well, that's something you could do for early morning, or you can enjoy as a midnight snack, Mike. LV Rose. All right, so what else is going on? So we got that, and I hope good things come out of that. By the way, the Philippines still is was one of the fastest growing economies in all of Asia. Please know that. They were predicting a much larger growth rate, but I think we ended up with a 6% growth rate. With the paltry 2% that they're trying to sell us in the United States, which is nothing. It ain't nothing. They get all excited. They get a 1.5%. Hey, they're happy as long as we're not going backwards in America. But here's the thing: we are going backwards in America to prehistoric times. Let's see. A security officer threw a puppy off the bridge and killed it at the mall. He was fired and took it from the kids playing with their puppy. Oh, no. There you go. Mall Cop. An episode of Mall Cop developing here. Mabel Torres is in the house. Good morning, Uncle Dan. Good morning to all. San Fernando got hit with a storm. Part of the typhoon, they're still. What? You're out of power? Hey, speaking of that storm, so that storm, the last I checked, right, was hitting. What's still headed northwest, right? Isn't it still headed towards northern Luzon and Isabel and stuff? But they got nothing in Bye Bye City as a result of this. It hit 6 provinces in western Visayas: Aklan, Antigua, Capiz, Guimaras, Iloilo, and Negros Oriental. And let's see. Of course, something like people have been displaced. I'm not going to tell you it isn't devastating. More than 10,000 people have been displaced. But your population epicenters are going to be Bacolod and Iloilo City. And so we have gotten absolutely nothing here in Cebu. I'm looking out there. I see the same gray clouds that were there yesterday coming up over the horizon. So that's what I see. Let's see what's going on. Michelle is here. Good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone. Aileen Cruz Official is here. Naomi is here. Jerry's hanging in with us even though it's late. Donuts don't wear a watch. They don't care when you enjoy them. That's true. Cha Ram. It's donut time. In the BG Sedan. Yeah, get those kids breakfast. That's for sure. Get the kids breakfast. And so Tim is saying they had crazy rain in the late afternoon. I heard how crazy it was. I was watching Facebook at the time, and it seems to me that it opened up the way it's been described. It's like opening up a faucet, and the rain you couldn't distinguish the droplets. It just came down in just like a river. That's what somebody told me. It was just like a river. Cali King 916. Hey, Cali King, someone got murdered up there in the neighborhood a couple of days ago. Is that what I heard? Some kid or something. I'm not sure. I don't have all the details on that. Someone sent me a message. All right, so that's the crime segment. Jerry saying breakfast in 11 hours. That is the crime picture for the world. And I'm sorry about what's going on to the young Filipinas in the country. But when you import Western culture, you import Western culture, and so that's part of it that might be headed our way. I hope to God it isn't, but man, Minnie. All right, so I don't know why I did a silly. I'm doing a bunch of silly shorts. No, I'm not wearing silly shorts. Well, I probably am. James is in the house. James, got you covered. It's about time we moderate you. All right, what's going on, James? What's the crime like in your neck of the woods? Talk to me. We lost a couple of friends, right, James? We've lost several friends. One of them to a very, very violent crime. It's horrible what's going on in Sacramento. Stabbed multiple times, bled out right there in front of God and everybody, right on the street. Folks, this is one of the reasons why you just don't want to be hanging around Sacramento, California these days. If you can escape with your life, escape with your wife. That's what I have to say about that. Mammy and I, we got out at the right time, if you ask me. The thing is, we're going to be headed over to Central Block Mall to the Wild Travel today because we're going to start shopping around for airplane tickets so that we could head back to the U.S. for a couple weeks of visit. I'm not looking forward to this. I'm really not. I don't know what to do. I really don't want to go, but I'm going to go. I have a lot of things I got to take care of there, but I just really don't want to go. Yeah. So someone said, Dan, are you homesick? Huh? This is my home. This is my home. Tim is saying, I don't miss the Sacramento area. Yeah, even back then in the day, Tim, it was not a great place to live. It was a very, very unpleasant place to live, even back in the day. That's part of its his history. Yeah. Holler if you need a pickup at the airport, Dan. Oh, that's not so nice to you, but I'm flying into I'm going to be flying into LAX. Oh yeah, let's move on. Listen, I was going to bring this up. Okay, I think it was Tobias or somebody else, maybe that it could have been Tobias, but that brought up the Starlux airline. So I'm a little bit nervous, because people are telling me, oh, Starlux has the best fare out of here, and they do. They have an excellent fare. It's Taiwanese-based airlines, and it goes direct from Cebu to Taipei, 2-hour layover, and Taipei to LAX. How can you not want to go on that trip, right? And it has a brand new Airbus 350 that services that route. Now, Starlux has 3 brand new 350s, right? I'm sorry, 1 brand new, 2 that have already been part of the fleet. The one they use to go back and forth between Taipei is that brand new wide body with the new configuration. Gives you it. They are 13-inch seats, right? But I'm traveling with Mam Minnie. She doesn't take up any seat space. As a matter of fact, I probably don't even have to pay for a ticket for her. She could just sit on my lap. I could just say that she's my daughter, my 5-year-old daughter. But anyway, 13-inch if you're going to fly economy, and then you got a little bit more leg space, and I think they're running 13-inch entertainment systems. But I mean, geez, it's so tempting to go over there to Wow Travel and say, get me on that Starlux 350, A350. And I love the Airbus. Some of you that have heard me talk about it before, it was you. I thought it was you, Tobias. That jet is a beautiful jet. There's nothing like flying on a brand new Airbus 350. Trust me, people, when I tell you this. So, and The business class configuration, it's okay. It's nothing to get excited about. I don't know why anyone would choose first class over business class. But if you had to fly, if you had to fly business class, they got everything you need in business class on the Starlux. They got everything you need. But the problem is they're bleeding money like crazy. And so you can go find out all the information about what they're valued at, what their valuation is, and all the other details about that company, how it organized, how much cash they have on hand. They're burning through cash. They're in the red. I just don't trust it. But then again, Philippine Airline went bankrupt and they recovered. I mean, I don't know what to do here. It's very, very tempting. It's very, very tempting to grab those economy tickets, pay a little extra for the exit seat, so I feel like I'm doing something, and then fly the hell out of here. I mean, can you imagine? You go from Cebu to Taipei, and then you go from Taipei to LAX. Boom, boom. The entire process, 18 hours. The entire process happens so fast. You're sitting in front of your big screen TV set in LAX in your hotel room in no time. Yeah. So I'm conflicted about that. I'm conflicted. I am conflicted. By the way, Mark is here. I saw Mark stepped in. Pamela is here. Espada. I think Pamela is familiar here. And let's see. Let me go through the chat here and see what's going on. See who all's here. 14 million people in the chat. Minnie Snow, Mengay, and Larry. Jerry, take care. Stay safe and healthy. So, Jerry, you have a nice sleep. And if you have to work tomorrow, well, you got to do what you got to do. Yeah. All right. So, you can always call in sick. No, I'm just kidding. Starlux is starting at Clark in about 3 weeks. Oh, damn. So now you had to throw another thing in there, Tim, to get me interested in flying Starlux. Like it looks like they might be somebody someday. So I mean, the difference in price, between Starlux and Philippine Airlines, got to be like $500, easy. You're going to be paying $1,100 or $1,200 for a round trip ticket right now on Philippine Airline. It's such a pain because you got to go to Manila and you got to fly out of Manila. Who enjoys flying out of Manila? Well, they moved terminals and that was a good move on their part. And they are working on the new airport. So it probably will be okay someday, but not today. Listen, if you've ever flown out of Cebu, why would you ever want to fly out of Manila? It's the same thing. If you've flown out of Clark, you'll never fly out of Manila again. But I do. I mean, on domestic flights, you're going to be flying out of Manila. Yeah, you're going to be flying. It used to be you could go in a circle. Back in the day when things were really taking off economically, Philippines was experiencing 7% growth rate. You could get any kind of airliners were all over the place. Startups were everywhere, and you just jump on a plane going from point A to point B from any airport. And so I was able to traverse the entire Philippines in one visit, and I think it took me a week or 2 weeks. I think it was only a week though. The whole idea was to start in Bangkok and then fly into Clark. That was a beautiful thing, going from Bangkok into Clark Airport, and then making my way from Clark, spending a few days in Angeles, of course, then making my way from Clark all over. I think I went Clark to Cebu, Cebu to Bohol. I made a circle all the way around the Philippines, just taking different economy airlines. $25 for this flight, $25 for that flight. Even if I were staying in Manila, I would fly into Clark. I'm telling you. Well, actually, that's one of the reasons why Minnie and I are thinking about renting an apartment in San Fernando, Pampanga, because that's kind of an interesting area to be, and we would have the option of flying either if when we were in Manila anyway, that area. We would have, oh, Sess is in the house. I see her. She just popped in. We would be either in, we would be between Manila and Clark, so we could choose which airport to fly out of. But hey, if you've ever flown out, it's raining, yeah, in Negros, yeah. Is it coming down in sheets of rain or is it coming down in sprinkles? I'm kind of curious about that. It's a beautiful thing. Clark it's a fabulous airport to fly out of, I'm telling you, and to fly into. So I can't see people flying into Manila if they're going to that Pampanga area. I just can't see it. I don't see it. But anyway, to each its own. Of course, they charge a premium. Yeah, Typhoon Ige making its way over Western Visayas right now. Dropping rain everywhere it goes. I can't see anybody doing anything but flying into Clark, even if you have to pay a free premium for it. And oftentimes you do. But man, can you imagine? Someone's going to have to help me out here because I need to make a decision, soon. So would you go? The question of the day is, would you go Starlux Airlines? That they've been in business. They formed in 2016. And of course, they were gearing up in 2020 when the global calamity hit. And all of a sudden, everything falls apart, right? Everything falls apart, and they have to scale back operations. In fact, they were only one, if I'm not mistaken, after the global calamity hit, Starlux Airlines was only running from Taipei to Da Nang, Vietnam. That was their money-making route. That was their bread and butter. They were only running one Airbus 320 or 321. So I guess the question is, would you take a chance? Do they have longevity? And would you go for that economy airline ticket, that $774 round trip from Cebu to Taipei, 2-hour layover, count them to LAX. So I wanted to share a couple things with you, but I gotta find them. I gotta find my props. Let's see. Gotta find my props. Okay, so you guys saw this, right? So you guys see the kind of the silliness that I've been doing on my short videos to get laughs, right? So I did this one, right? It's called Alien. It was Alien in a Box. I'm grabbing them right now. I'm grabbing Alien in a Box right now. So he comes packaged in a nice box. Oh, he fell out. He doesn't like being in the box. All right. So now this toy was sitting at the Toys R Us, right? It's just sitting there. Pacquiao Mertz is here. Pacquiao Mertz, look at this. It's just sitting there in the box, and the guy, and I'm perplexed. I'm looking at it. They have all kind of different characters, right? Let me see if I can find the original box. All right. So here are all the characters that come with it. All right, you got a guy that looks like the Hulk, you got the Alien Nation, and you got all this stuff, right? And anyway, I didn't know if I didn't know if the views were gonna go anywhere, but I probably didn't do a real good job editing that video nor filming it, come to think about it, but ended up getting something like 2.7K. All right, so look at this. It's squishy, right? It's squishy. So you can like squish them. So the guy, when he's demonstrating this alien, right? He he throws it on the floor like boom, and the thing it smashes like a pancake. And I'm such a kid, right? I'm such a kid that I liked it so much. You see, it gets really thin, but you could also, he's stretchy, right? He's stretchy. So, listen, I have no idea why I like this thing so much, but I just, I just do. And he feels good in your hand, right? I can't explain it. I don't know what this material is, right? But this dude, this material makes for a great alien. So it wasn't very expensive. It was a couple hundred pesos at Toys R Us. I know some of you in the West, you're saying uh, Toys R Us, you know, they're out of business. I said they're not in Southeast Asia. They're not in Southeast Asia. As a matter of fact, they're expanding, and they got great toys. Whenever I go toy shopping, of course, I have to go inside there. Of course, I also like. And look, he's got these little feet like a squid, like a octopus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's got 8 like an octopus. So maybe that's what this is. It's not really an alien more than it is an octopus, right? So anyway, that gets something like 2.7K hits or views. And I'm telling you, I got to figure out how to use that dude again. If you have an idea for a video that can get me 1,000,000 views, please message me. But I learned something. I've been learning something by watching Larice Jusse's video. And is that how you say her last name, Larice? Let's see. Tobias says, Dan, I'm flying from Chicago for less than $100. And then Starlux to Cebu. Yeah, you're flying to Chicago. You're coming towards the east, or you're going from east to west? Because that might be the LAX plane, right? Yeah. And I'm saving $800 by flying to LAX. Yeah. It was like 1,800 from Chicago. Yeah. So these people, they're trying to gather a business, and so it's obvious they're starting out as a discount airline to get customers, so that they'll fly their planes. Yes, I know. Poor alien. I know he's being squished, pulled, and tugged. And yes, anime. I'm having way too much fun. More fun than a retiree ought to be able to have. Oh, by the way, guess who we ran into yesterday at Ayala? Guess who? How many guesses do you need? Who's paying attention and they watched somebody's video where he said that I'm coming to Cebu and I'm leaving my girlfriend behind. She's just gonna have to get used to. She's gonna have to get over the jealousy thing. Which one was that? If you saw the video, then you know who we ran into in Ayala Mall yesterday. And so I'm not starstruck, folks. I don't have to go up to everybody and shake my hand and say, hey, I'm a subscriber to your channel, but I'm a nobody. Can we do an interview so I could be a somebody? All right, how many guesses do you need as to who? I did not see him first. I was not even paying attention. Yes, that you got it. Larry, if I had a prize, you would be the winner. But that's who it was. So here's what happened. So we're on the second floor. We come in all the time through that entrance that you go up the stairs and you walk around the terraces and then you head over to Bo's Coffee Shop. So we're coming in that side on the second floor, and then we walk around and we visit a few friends that we know in some of the concession stands that are hanging around, like Josie that sells the pet supplies and different things like that, where I buy my doxycycline. Get it? Doggy cycling. Listen, I start wagging my tail every time I think of Josie. That was not a nice thing to say. Man, Minnie is smirking at me. She's giving me the evil eye. She's giving me the stink eye. But anyway, maybe we should talk a little bit more about the alien in the room. There's an alien in my pocket. An alien in my pocket. Yeah, right. Yeah, if they had a doggy diner, I probably would be eating there. Mike, if Mike K. Joe's still with us, are the doggy diners still around, Mike, in the Bay Area? I'm just kind of curious about that. So yeah, okay, you're taking a chance on that airliner. You're betting that it will be here when it's time for you to fly this away. And so I'm thinking, so you're saying Tobias, that go ahead, buy the ticket. Buy the ticket today, Dan. You shouldn't have any problem, right? We have 10 million in the house. Anyway, I did not see Mike first. I wasn't paying attention. I don't go around looking, let's see what YouTube superstars I could see. Right. But it was Man Minnie that said, hey, isn't that she said, hey, hubby, isn't that Mike from Mike's Philippine Retirement? And I looked over there, and sure it was. He was wandering around the second floor of Ayala. But I noticed right away. See, I had not seen the video at that time, right? I went back and looked at the video only after I noticed that Janet wasn't with him. And then I went back and I saw the video that he posted. And I keep thinking to myself, was that necessary, really? To tell everybody, tell the whole world that Janet was none too happy with him going off on his own without her to Ayala. And I was laughing. I said, okay, do what you have to do. And by the way, no, he wasn't with anyone, by the way. He was by himself. He was by himself. It looked like he had been shopping. Yeah. Okay, so Tobias says, hell yes, Dan, buy that ticket. They're not going anywhere. Okay, but they're in the red. They're bleeding money. They're bleeding out. But they got planes. They got planes. They got three Airbus. They have a fleet of like 30 planes or something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they got planes in the air. They're using that beautiful brand spanking new Airbus 350. Are you going to be on that Airbus? What plane are they flying? Are they flying the 320 or the 321 domestically, and then they're flying the 350? They're brand new planes, for crying out loud. He was there for a wedding ring and to check on his S. Yeah, well, okay. That's fine, Tobias. But when you bring your wife to select a wedding ring, I mean, I don't want to create controversy here, but I believe when I watched Sessa's story about how they went to Singapore and all that, wasn't one of the reasons because they were picking out a wedding ring in Singapore is one of the best places to go shopping for a wedding ring when you have your wife with you. I'm just saying. So probably not. He wanted everyone to know that everything between them and Janet was good. Janet did a live stream at 6 this morning. And did you watch the live stream? How'd the live stream go, Larry? How'd the live stream go? Anybody watch it? I guess I'll have to go watch the replay. But anyway, they seem like a sweet couple. I'm not trying to create any controversy. It's just that if you were shopping for a wedding ring, I would think that you would take your wife. But he explained that. He explained that his wife had to remain behind because they were expecting Amazon packages, and he wanted to make sure that they got them safely and okay. And I know all about that because I went all over town telling everybody I'm expecting an Amazon package, right? And I went all over town telling everybody that I knew that, hey, I have an Amazon package coming in. If you see the driver carrying an Amazon package, make sure they get to my house, and it worked out just fine. It worked out beautifully. And everybody was there everybody was there looking out for it. Ah, yes. I will be on the big one, Dan. The comfy seats and the price got me hooked. So you paid the what price did you pay? You said give that to me one more time. Was it $774? The same price? So they're really going after business. They're really trying to fill up those planes. And I have a feeling that one reason why is because they know that a great economic recession is coming that may affect their global businesses. But the whole thing is, let's say that it arrives in the fourth quarter, and the fourth quarter is, the travel months, right? The fourth quarter is when everybody travels that wants the discounts. Yeah, because the best discounts will be October, November, December, right? I'm sorry. October, November, December, the rates start to go up because of Christmas. Everybody wants to go back and forth to visit their loved ones. Hey, we have 11 million in the house. 11 million here. So I appreciate you guys being here, each and every single one of you. But now let's talk about this airline thing a little bit. So let's say that there was a global economic collapse coming in the fourth quarter, starting in October. Oh, so you pay? Oh, I got it. Now I have the whole. I have a. That's right. I think I wasn't paying attention in the first your first comment about the airfare, but so $870, and so it was $100. So in other words, you're just paying $100 more to get from Chicago to LAX. I get it now, or I think I get it, including my flight from Chicago. Oh my God, that's cheap. Holy smokes. That's hella cheap. That makes me nervous. Nicole's still hanging in there with us. Mandolin is here. That makes me even more nervous now to find out that that you got that on the cheap. That's really cheap. I'm charging up my cameras as I'm talking here. I got my little Bluetooth mic that I'm firing up. Want to make sure that's ready to go. And I got the little DJI. So then I'm figuring out how the whole thing works. And so it's still troubling. I still have trouble changing the configuration of the camera to face forward. Upon startup, it wants to face me, and so I have to go in and watch another tutorial to see what I may be doing wrong, to see what buttons I might be pushing that I'm not supposed to be pushing. It was like $1,600 from Chicago to Cebu with a long layover in Taiwan. On which airline? Was that Ava Airline, or was that on some other airline? Just curious about that. Tim says, I'm watching a video on Starlux to LAX business class. Oh, great. That's what I should be doing. Thanks for that, Tim. Let me know what you think. Because business class looked very, very attractive. But I don't know business class, you're usually talking about $4,000 or $5,000 one way. Yeah, the time that Minnie and I flew business class, they were giving it away. Philippine Airlines was giving it away for $2,700 a piece, and it was a very ratty plane. I mean, it needed a do-over. You know what I'm talking about. It was comfortable enough. It definitely did the job, but it just wasn't the luxurious setting that I was expecting. But the whole thing was there. They made up for it, in that you could use the lounges everywhere that you go. So you arrive at LAX, and we went into the lounge and we spent, I don't know how long in there eating stuff in our faces. Then it went to Manila. This is when we were headed for Thailand. When I first retired, we went Philippine Airline because they had the best rate on business class from LAX to where was it going? LAX to Manila. 2-hour layover there. It was very quick. And then Manila to Bangkok. Well, you're allowed to use you can use the business class lounge in each one of those airports. So you early arrive in LAX, go to one of the best lounges in the world and enjoy. And then you go into Manila, who has an okay business class lounge. And you enjoy again. And then you go off to Bangkok and you don't have to spend money for lunch. You just go into the lounge there and you enjoy there, right? And then you're out of there. So anyway, it was a beautiful thing. But now that rate is going crazy, right? That rate is probably $4,000 or $5,000. And even though it's that much money, I'm still thinking about, should we spend the money on business class? But if they have a deal on business class on Starlux, that would be hard to beat, right? Let's say they said $2,700 on Starlux. I mean, that would be hard to beat. Madeline is in the house. Let me see. Where's my? I got my. I thought it was wrong, Sir Larry. Something like that. There are pajamas in business class. Pajamas in business class. Oh, by the way, if you were to name this character for future videos, what would you name the character? Crystals, do you have any idea? Crystals? Oh, I have a headache. I have a headache. I have a headache. I got a headache. So, all right, let's talk about viral videos. Viral videos means, I think the definition when I looked it up, viral is 1 million or more hits, 1 million or more views. The kind that Sess gets on her channel. Yeah. On her Facebook. All these followers and things like that. All right, so Waldo is a good name. Stretch Armstrong Jr. Oh my gosh, you guys are you're cracking me up. Alien Dan's Alien. Alien Dan. Alien Dan. Alien Dan's Alien. Say that 3 times real fast. Or we'll just call him ADA. We're in the, let's see, what's Madeline saying? I see her on my phone. Yeah. Traveling to the city, Dan. Oh, okay. Oh, I got you. Okay, cool. So, what's next? What else do I want to talk about? Let's see. Got the Starlux covered. We talked about the storm. We talked about the displacement of more than 10,000 people and the provinces that are suffering right now, one of which is Sess, where Sess is in Dumaguete or that area of Negros Oriental. And by the way, and I talked about running into Mike. So no, I didn't go up and introduce myself saying, I'm Dan from Dan's Retirement Journey or Dan and Minnie's Journey. Who would do that? He doesn't care. He's getting a minimum of 3K views per video. Why would he care about little old me? In order to hold up my channel, I got to do crazy shorts and wear crazy shorts, come to think of it, about aliens. Here, take a walk, alien. Take a walk. I don't know why that cracks me up. I think it's so funny. Dan, the main reason why I like this channel is you just talk about everything, just like friends talk. No planned topic. I love it. Well, sometimes I plan it out. I have to have something to talk about, right? High murder rate in Sacramento, stuff like that. Anyway, we did run into Mike, and we ran into somebody else, Pamela. But who was it? Who was the other one? So listen, when you hang around at Ayala Mall, anyone I mean, that's the place that people hang out, right? And so we take the Jeep there because we can grab the jeepney right outside the front door. So we head down and we just go out and across the street over to the other side. James is still hanging in there with us. And we take the Jeep to the mall, which is about a 5 to 8 minute ride, depends on how crazy the driver is. If he only has 4 or 5 passengers, he's flying like a bat out of hell because he needs to get back on his route so he can make money, so he could pick up more people. I mean, if he's only got 4 or 6 people on a Jeep, he's starving. And then you get in there and then you see people like Mike. I mean, the timing, I guess, is good. But do you guys think that I should interview Mike if I see him again today? We're going to be over. I'm not sure we're going to be at Ayala today because we got to go over to Wild Travel, and they're actually over at Ayala Central Block Mall, which is near IT Park. But we could run into him again. And in the event that we do, should I go up and ask to interview him? Should I go up there and say, hey, why didn't you really bring Janet? Everybody's wondering. Yeah, that would be the end. If I asked that question, that probably would be the end of the interview, wouldn't it? Oh my gosh. 12 million people in the house. So you see how you guys are? I mean, really. I mean, I didn't say whether I was going to do a drawing or not today, but people were thinking I'm not going to because I only have 11 million people in the house. But okay, so let's talk about how do you get these videos to go viral, right? Where are the donuts, Larry? Don't get me started on where the donuts are. Madeline says, still in the BG here. So much traffic in Cebu City. Tell me about it. I'll be out there in it pretty soon. I will be out there in the traffic pretty soon. If you plan it, we can't tell. Well, if you go and you see the evolution of the live streams, when I first started, I was like this stiff as a board. Hey, but so was Larry. I mean, if you go and you see Larry starting off too, but that's the beautiful part about doing this. The whole beautiful thing is you got to jump in with both feet. I mean, a lot of people, they're terrified of doing live streams. They're terrified. They don't even show their face. They go in there and they show their thumbnail and they play music in the background. I'm not saying that those people are terrified, but why aren't they getting up there and just doing random talk like Pacquiao Mertz? Mertz will do a live stream and then she'll be like, hey, I don't care. You guys talk amongst yourself. I got work to do. And she'll be doing her Excel spreadsheet live on on her live stream, and people love it. I mean, people flock to her live stream. Oh, what? You're saying it has to do with how she glows and how beautiful of a woman she is? Yeah, it has a little bit to do with that, I would say. He's a strange dude, Dan. He blew off regular guy for a meet at Ground Zero. That was the guy who blew off regular guy. That was Every Man Has a Story, right? That was Every Man Has a Story, right? And I don't know. I wasn't going to go there, but in thinking about it, he gave what's his name at World Zoom or whatever he calls his channel, Paul at World Zoom. He gave him the what fors in that one video, didn't he? Where he gets up there and he said, "You insulted my wife," and God dang it, he did. And I'm going to tell you something. That's what Mark's responsibility was to his wife, if you ask me. So I kind of like Mark for that. Get up there and tell it the way it is. Just tell it the way it is. Call the dude out. Tim says, no listing for Starlux Clark to LAX. Okay. Yeah, so you can't do, right now it's only doing one route from what I understand, from what I read anyway. It's only doing Cebu to Taipei, Taipei to LAX. That makes sense because you're going to grab all those passengers from Taipei that are connecting flight to LAX. And LAX is a popular place to be. What can I say? LA, it's LA, Hollywood. It's where dreams are made. It's where money is lost. Oh man, Dan, when I land, we'll do rice and oh yeah, sure. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I said I would do that with you. That would be great. Yeah. But anyway, it starts Tobias is saying it starts to Clark in October. So there are plans to fly that bird into Clark, according to Tobias. Oh, okay, so Tim is using Google Flights as his point of reference. Very good, Tim. Very good. Very good. Yeah, we'll do videos. Yeah, sure. We'll document it for all to see. So we'll figure it out then. I don't know. I'm starting to get excited about it. I'm starting to get excited about the low fare. I'm not going to be there. The whole thing is, the other part of that is, why spend a lot of money? My plan is not to stay there for very long. We're in and out. We're in there. We're grabbing all the expired credit cards, and we'll probably bring a suitcase of money back. Stuff like that. The whole transferring of money is such a pain in the butt. It's such a pain in the butt. I want to do away with that, I want to only have to transfer money a couple of times per year. And there's so many limitations on the bank account right now about how much I can transfer and things like that. Just grab a suitcase, load it up with cash, bring yourself over a year's supply of living expenses, and then boom, you're good. That's probably what we're going to do. You're worried because now I just announced to the world that I'll be carrying a suitcase of money. Okay. Well, that could be problematic. I mean, when you're carrying cash, that kind of cash around. But I'm very good at concealing it, except for the time, of course, I got strip search at customs, and they wanted me to do the thing, where you listen. It's too graphic to explain here on this chat. It's kind of like going to prison, and they want to make sure you're not smuggling drugs into the prison. Kind of like that inspection. You move them if you want to move. Listen, get your hands down there and move them. Lift them up and out of the way so I can see what's going on down there. Exactly. They make you cough a few times. That is my cough. That is my cough. Google Flights, it's economy, 42K. So they're making a little bit. So they're making a little bit of pesos in service charge on that, no doubt. They're padding it a little bit. They're padding it. If I go over to Wild Travel, they're going to put a couple of 100 pesos per ticket on there for a service charge. But, I'm happy to pay it. They give such great service. I go in there, I pay cash for the ticket. It's done. It's out of the way. Remember, I'm not using a credit card. I was thinking about using a credit card, but the problem really is what happened last time, where some call center employee sold my numbers to somebody in the United States, and I ended up getting charged $1,700 for 2 plane tickets to Atlanta. Actually, it was $3,400. He took his girlfriend with him, right? But fortunately, We caught it in time, in case you guys didn't know. That was on my Bank AmeriCard Visa. It's the only one I use for travel, right? And now I'm switching over to the Chase card. But they issued a new card right away. They sent me an alert, a security alert saying, "Hey, is this you? These tickets ain't even in your name." And they go, "Aha, those scoundrels." I had no. I sent them an email back right away. They do everything electronically. It's a beautiful thing. They sent me an alert message, I mean, almost the moment that it happened. And they said, "We have pended this purchase." Penned was the key. They didn't actually get away with buying the tickets. They were pending the reservation. They were pending the ticket based on my response to the fraud alert. And when I said no, they killed it. I made it easy for them, right? I responded as quickly as I could, and that quick response got them to cancel those tickets. That's still cheap. Yeah, it is still cheap. Right. 800, what is that? $800? Less than $800 at the current rate. What's exchange rate this morning? Is it 54.75 or something? That's a decent rate, right? That's a very decent rate. So anyway, grab your cheeks, exactly. And your other equipment, move it out of the way so I can see. Oh my God. Gravity has been good to you, Mr. Herrera. Oh my goodness gracious. I could be hilarious at times. I don't know where I get this stuff. Now I'm the only one laughing in the room. My wife is just rolling her eyes. So the question is, I don't know if you answer or not. Let's go back a few steps. If I run into Mike, should I interview Mike? Should I interview him? That's what the question is. Should I interview Mike? I just found out Saturday from my bank that my Social Security number was compromised on the dark web. Now I got to go and report it. Someone opened up 3 credit cards totaling $38K. What a nightmare I have now. Oh my goodness. So that's what I think happened. I think that my numbers ended up in the dark web, that particular card. But since I can't see how all my cards could be exposed. I wouldn't know how that would work, because somebody actually has to, know the number and then, and then sell it to the dark web folks or do whatever they do in order to get it up there. And so I only had a problem with that one card. The rest of them, I shut them down. I put security notices on them. Not security notices, but I put, how they'll let you disable the card, temporarily disable it for use. I did that with all of my cards. And so when I'm getting ready to use one like this Chase, I go in there and I enable it. That's the opposite of disable. I enable the card for use and then wait 24 hours. And if I can, I'll send them an email saying, "Hey, I'm about ready to use this card on a large purchase." But when I did that with Chase, they said, "No need to inform us. We'll know. We'll be sending you an alert if we're questioning the purchase. And that alert, you'll have to answer through your email or through your text message whether you have authorized this purchase." And I said, "That's fine." So we'll see how it goes. But honestly, when it comes to plane tickets and things like that, cash is king. And so I don't know if we run into a problem using the credit card when we get over to Wow Travel. Then what we'll do is we'll go to the bank and pull out the money, and we'll just pay cash for the tickets, and that'll be that. That'll be that. I don't have to worry about anybody absconding with my credit card numbers. And, it's really the safest way and most efficient way to do business, in my opinion. But then you don't get the guarantees in case fraud happens or in case Starlux goes belly up. I'm stuck. I got no recourse. My recourse is with the courts, or how the refund thing works, you know, when airlines go belly up, you know. I see you back there, Mamini. She's laughing at me. So you see, all right. So now let's see. Let's move on. Should I interview Mike? Has anyone ventured to give me an answer? I have LifeLock. Yeah. So LifeLock takes care of all that then when it happens. Yeah, wouldn't it be a bigger nightmare if you actually knew who it was that absconded with your credit, with your social security number? All right, I got this. So I don't know if this is going to do any good or not. I don't know if this is going to be fun or not. So now I'm working on different viral videos, especially if they're low budget, you know. So this was only like 60 or 65 pesos. This is a recorder, right? And I haven't used one of these in a long, long time. I haven't put anything like this in my mouth in a long time. See? You could peer down the center of it. And so I'm going to be practicing using this. And why am I bringing this up? Let me just blow into this and see what happens. I hope it doesn't come through the mic where it, you know, like scares people away. But anyway, I'm just going to blow in it real quick. Okay, I'm just going to do a couple things. Now I used to play the clarinet and the saxophone and things like that. My amateur, it's not good. As I mentioned, you know, I haven't sucked on anything in a long time or blown into anything. Yeah. Okay, what did Tobias say? Wait, before we do that, let me read this. Tobias, Dan, think about it this way. If you're worried about the return trip, it's only like $350. In the long run, that's nothing. Huh. No, not really. Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. Oh, you're saying I would only be out half the money or half the trip because I would get there, but I may not get back. I gotcha. Okay, I'm following you now. All right, so now let's do this. Let me see if I got all my holes covered. All right, I'm gonna blow in it, okay, to see what comes out. So it's gonna take me a while to get used to this, how this thing works. So I'm going to watch a couple of videos online. I'm going to see if I can come up with something to see if I can make that thing actually make music. But I don't know if that'll do any good. Okay, let's talk about videos that get you 1,000 views or more. So Tim was saying that I think Tim has part of it. So Tim, when Tim and I were talking about Tim Dziak and I had a conversation about this. And the videos, you know, we were trying to figure out how is it that some videos they can get you 1,000 or 2,000 hits overnight, and some of them they die. You know, we just don't know why. Let's see. Tim said, "Sounds like a dog with a sore throat and laryngitis." Oh, I could always count on you, Tim, for being for letting it out there the way it is. One more, hun. Is there any more hot water in there? Hi. There's Mamini in the background. All right, so the girl murdered was also raped by her stepfather. He strangled her. Oh my goodness. That's that story I'm telling you, the stepfather story I've heard many, many times. You know, it was a topic of conversation last night, as a matter of fact, when we were talking about uh, an acquaintance that had this happen to them, where they were constantly being bothered by their stepfather, and at a young age they had to leave the house because they couldn't take that abuse any longer. Okay, so thanks for that, Mike. Thanks for sharing with us what happened in that case. Drama and sex always draws crowds. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, look at Mike Philippine Jury. Yeah, I can't stand him. I don't know why. There's something about him I just can't stand. You know, it's repulsive. Oh man, I just don't know what it is. It's repulsive. But okay, so let's talk about these. So Tim and I, we were having a conversation about what caused them to go viral, and so I started looking around at viral videos to see what was going on. And Tim definitely has part of it. You know, thank you, if the music is trending and it goes with the video, then you most likely are going to be guaranteed several hundred views just based on people searching for the song. They're going to come up with your short video. We're talking about shorts now, but it also probably is working for regular videos. So I started looking at that music angle, and then I started going back, taking a look at songs that became number one on the charts very, very quickly to see if I could find a common thread in the music. And I'll be doggone if I wasn't able to come up with a common thread in the music. And I know this is going to be shocking to people. Nicole, Girly Senna, Anna May, stand by, because I'm going to tell you what connection I found. The music and the sounds in the background have an ASMR connection. So your homework assignment, once this live stream is done, is to go in and Google ASMR and find out what it is. Because when I really discovered, I think I discovered something magical, but the person whose videos I was watching, who nailed it for me, that's what it was all about, happened to be Pinky Gray. And so if you notice, if you go into Pinky Gray's channel, she's not doing as many live streams as she once was. And she was getting crazy, crazy views on her live streams. I mean, crazy, because people like to be entertained. They like the singing. Daisy Lynn is doing very well. Daisy Lynn Castro. Daisy Lynn Castro, a married woman who's very easy. It's easy to fall in love with Daisy Lynn because of her voice. And you have R.A. Garcia, same thing. It's very, very easy to fall in love with them through the YouTube because of their voice. They sing like a bird, for crying out loud. Daisy Lynn and R.A.'s personality, it's kind of like they have a lot in common. Pacquiao Mertz, the same thing. They have like a persona that comes right through the camera. You could see it, the charisma come right through the camera. And so anyway, what I discovered was that Pinky Gray and others had discovered that if you understand ASMR, then you cannot go wrong on a video where you incorporate ASMR in both the music and what's going on in the background in your video. And this also holds true for regular videos. Not only does it work in the short video format, it also works in the long video format. Des, you got to listen to this. Your homework assignment is to go and view Pinky Gray's videos. Go into Google and find out what ASMR is. Now, some of you have already discovered this. I apologize if I'm sharing information that you already know. Then I want you to go and look at a video that Overstay Road did. Overstay Road is Marcos from Pampanga, where he's got wife number 1, wife number 2, wife number 3, and all the kids. Thank you so much, honey, for the coffee. I really appreciate it. Um, and you'll see him do things like zoom in on a rice cooker, not a regular rice cooker, not the electric kind that you plug into the wall, where you cook on the stove and you're making rice, and then you'll see the lid on the rice pot rise as the pressure rises inside the pot, and then it starts doing this. Dush, 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 dush. And it's got a rhythm to it. It's got a rhythm to that. And the rhythm is comforting. And it's that comforting rhythm that he knows what he's doing. It's that comforting rhythm that gets you to pay attention and watch the video, and then you'll see a scene, and you have a short attention span these days. So he'll move frequently. He'll settle on that for a while. He might even give that 10 seconds, douche, 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 because he knows, or it's going to be water from a water faucet, water from a river, rain from outside. And then further research, it tells me that this is why YouTube is no longer monetizing relaxation videos, because it screws with their algorithm. It messes them up. And it's easier to get views and to monetize your channel if you're doing relaxation video where you're using music and rain in the background, or wind, or some other alpha wave, in order to get people to watch your video. So that's why I don't go on live. I have a beautiful Sawa. I don't want the jealousy of women online. Oh, where they keep, so when I first started, Mike, I was getting a lot of text messages, but the first thing I'd say is that, by the way, I'm married, and I'm a happily married man, have been for 19 years. And then I'd either hear from them again or I wouldn't. I don't see the big deal with Tim K either, and what his BSL, you asked me about, blah, 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 blah. Google it and forget it. You asked me about, I'm trying to Google it and forget the letters you gave me. I don't know what that's about. But see, Tim K, it also depends a lot on how your relationship develop over time. The relationships develop differently. If you're used to being independent, if both you and your spouse are used to being independent and going your own way, then that's generally how it also transfers into a married relationship or a permanent relationship. So getting back to this ASMR. So ASMR, so it's going to be something in real life that's going on in the background. So after you get used to, recognizing ASMR sounds, then you can take advantage of them both in your long format and your short format videos. That's all I got to say about it. It's very simple, but I'm experimenting. I'm in the experimental stage. So if you go into Pinky Gray, who I think is an excellent example of how she has conquered it in short video format, then or even Crystal's Adventure, where she does the chicken eating the hamburger. Now you're not getting a million views, but you're getting you're going to get 1,000, where before you got a couple of hundred. You're going to get 1 point something K views on a video or on a short format. But also you can go into Crystal's Adventure since she's here and look at her chicken eats hamburger video in short video format. And I don't know if she knew that this was the formula or if she hit upon it by accident. And then you'll see the rhythm of the chicken hitting the hamburger with its beak, and then making the hamburger, making the chicken noise, New experiment, Dan. You may get in trouble. Yeah, I may get in trouble. Yes, I may end up falling accidentally into a wormhole and end up in a different dimension. where I'll meet myself and then disappear, disappear forever. I'll end up meeting successful YouTube Dan. And then life will never be the same, Mike. Yeah, you may get in trouble with experimenting. That's true. You have to be very careful with experiments. All right, so you go and you watch a couple of those videos, and you go in. The ones I'd like to send you to in Pinky Gray are the ones where she's doing the vending machine. Now, Ma'am Minnie, do you have the bubble gum? Do we have the candy machine? So I'm going to give you an example. I'll give it to you live, right? I'll give it to you live. We're doing it live. We're doing it live.
Okay. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. So I have a spokesmodel here, Ma'am Minnie. Ma'am Minnie, can you do me the honor and shake the candy?
Baby.
That is ASMR sound. This is ASMR. Shake it, baby, shake it. 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 Yeah. And then also here's the other one, right? So on the bubblegum machine, if you saw the bubblegum machine video where you're turning the crank, right? And it makes that sound, right? It makes a sound. And then the gumball it's making its way down the chute, right? Down the spinning. All that is ASMR sound. This. All right. It could be you simply taking a piece of paper out of a notebook, crunching it up, and then throwing it into a waste paper can. So if you want to try it out, you do a short video and you take a piece of paper and you crunch it up. I'm going to do it for you. Okay, I want you to hear something here. Let me see if I can get it to do this. Let me see if it'll come through the microphone. That's ASMR sound. Did you guys hear it? All right, let me do it again. Let me do it again. Let me do it again. I did it perfectly. You guys have to admit, that's something else. Here's ASMR. I'm giving you all these examples, right? Popping bubble wrap is a perfect example, Larry. Thank you. So let's say that you do a video and you put ASMR in the background or in the foreground. This is consciously, you could see it. This I could use in the background. It could be water, it could be running water. For example, I could do a waterfall and then I could put this noise in the background. All right, so that is what we're talking about, ASMR. So I gave you examples. I don't know how much more I can do to help you guys out. No, I'm just kidding. Help myself out. I'm tanking. But anyway, when I started doing that, Tim helped me. Tim Desiak is the one that got me thinking. You know, we talk about things. You never know what idea that you're going to talk about with a friend that sparks your thought process. that sparks your thinking, and then you end up going on the internet and you start doing research. So I would have never discovered this had Tim and I not gotten into the conversation about music in the video and how important that is, what kind of music that you're using, right? So that caused me to go to the internet to find out, how important is the type of music. And then I found the direct relation, the causal relationship between music that linger on the top 40 chart versus the ones that go to the top. And if you put your headphones on and you listen to music, you're always going to find the ASMR connection. It's going to be in the background of the music. It's not necessarily going to be in the foreground. It could be, but it'll always be there. A number one, and they know this, musicians know this, or mixers know it. So they'll always make sure that they have ASMR sound in the product. So that's why when you go to the disco, you got the DJ and they're scratching the record player. They go shh, 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 shh. That is ASMR. All right, now I've used up all my future live stream talk in one live stream. Shame on me. But that's what I think it is. I'm only a human being, I'm a human being. I don't know everything. I'm just sharing this with you. Take it for what it's worth. Use it, don't use it. It's working for me. And so here's what ended up happening in my channel in the last month or so by doing this. What ended up happening is that all of a sudden my mix of Filipinas to folks watching from the USA, it started to change. My mix of viewers started to change, and my subscribers went crazy. And so if you look at my channel, I got what I'm approaching 2820. I'm gaining something like 70 or 80 new subscribers per month, where before I was only getting 1 or 2. And so what ended up happening is, so I had hella Filipinos in my membership, right? Subscriptions, 75, 85. There's at one point, 97% of my channel were females from the Philippines between the age of 18 and 34. Then all of a sudden, as I started to deploy the secret weapon, the ASMR, then all of a sudden, and start doing shorts, what ended up happening is I'm almost dead even 50% females from the States, and the other 50% are mostly men from the States. 50% of females from the Philippines, I meant to say, and 50% of men from the States. And they're older men. And so it was the mix of demographic that I was looking for. You have to have the young consumers with the old guys in order to make a successful YouTube channel if you're based out of the Philippines. So, no, I never have achieved the 1 million views. So I haven't found the secret to the million. You have to be very, very creative in, what the initial thumbnail of the video looks like, obviously. And you have to be keen at editing, which I'm no good at editing. I'm getting better and better as time goes on. I think only experience and keeping your eye on what other people are doing and learning from it is the way to do it. But if you go into Pinky Gray's site, the reason why I'm bringing it up is because she used to her money used to come from live streams. Her ad revenue, her AdSense came from live streams. She was getting hella hits. And it's because people, they love the entertainment value of the music. And plus, there was the ASMR connection. So people would go there and they were comforted by the music. This is the reason why people will watch Daisy Lynn Castro and watch R.A. Garcia because they're in the sweet spot. They hit the sweet spot. R.A. Garcia just celebrated 100K subscribers, something like that. Congratulations to R.A. Garcia. And then Pinky Gray, when she stopped doing it, I got curious. Why did she stop doing? Why isn't she doing daily live streams anymore? And I went in and I saw what she was doing that was getting where she was getting bigger hits, bigger views than she was doing live streams. Beautiful girl almost naked. Well, yeah. Okay, Mike, yeah, you're right about that. So a naked woman under a waterfall is going to get you a lot of views. A beautiful naked Asian woman under a waterfall. You're absolutely right about that. I believe it with all my heart. It'll do over a million. But you have to come up with the thing, the genre, that will accomplish it. And it probably is going to be something comedic for me. So I keep experimenting with different things to see where the sweet spot is. And I'm happy if I can just get up to 5K per video, I'd be very happy. So people have given great suggestions on this stream. They said, Dan, you need to do apartment hunting and all this other boring crap. Show people how to live on $500 per month in the Philippines. Show them where the $60 apartments are. I find all that stuff to be boring. So what Pinky Gray did is she found the toys like this, the intriguing toys like miniature vending machines, gumball and candy machines, and things like that. And she taps in the ASMR sound, and boom, she ends up getting 3, 5, 10, 15, 35K, 40K views. See, so now the toys is part of it, I think, but it's not necessary that you do this, right? In other words, you probably can stand in front of any regular Coke vending machine, drop them coins in. You could show yourself purchasing a Pepsi or a Coke, but I don't want to discriminate against which one. I don't want to get involved in the controversy between Coke or Pepsi. You drop your coins, and I'm buffering. I know that I am. I'm buffering. But anyway, you could drop the coins. That's the digital police telling me that they don't want me to share information with you. And the sound when the can is dispensed and it goes clunk and you're reaching underneath there and pulling out the Coke, all that would work, in my opinion. You might have to add a little bit of background sound to that, but you can find it online somewhere. You're going to be able to find it online. Dan looks like Peter Sellers in the Pink Panthers cartoons. I was reaching for that. Thank you. I was reaching for that, Tim. Let's see. Let me investigate. Crystals, I may be old, but I can still kick ass. I always say, let me introduce you to an old man, strong old man. Princess Sarah's in the house. Good morning, Princess Sarah. Rider Adventures hanging in with us. And I'm living my second or my third childhood. I'm living through it. I couldn't be happier. Gonna go out and have some fun today, as a matter of fact. So, but if I run into Mike at Mike's retirement journey again, I probably will stop him and say hello. Okay, so now let's get on to thank you, 17 million, for being in the house. Oh, sure, now you're coming in wanting the money. Sure. But I haven't told you whether I'm going to draw today or not. See, I haven't told you yet whether I am or not. I told you I wasn't going to draw every single live stream. Take care, Mike. Thank you for being here. We really appreciate it. All right. So now, the regular guy. Okay. So now here's what happens, right? I'm over the regular guy. I know. I'm a very disloyal fan. Listen, Tox is here. Beautiful Tox, good morning. Beautiful Tox is here. Folks, I'm a very, very disloyal fan. You know, I will drop you like a ton of bricks and never think about you again. All you have to do are one or two things to me, and I'm never going to watch your channel again. And apparently, regular guy did it. Apparently, it took a while for his true nature to come out. It took a while of observing him both in person and on YouTube in order to figure him out. And I probably am never, and I'm not going to discuss the particular thing that he did, but I'm just going to tell you that I probably will never be watching Regular Guy again. So sorry. I'm not telling you not to watch him. I'm not saying anything about that, but he did something that, he doesn't even come to mind anymore. I don't get up in the morning like I used to saying, oh, I need to see if Regular Guy posted a new video. Nope, I don't do it anymore, And by the way, I definitely don't even think about World Zoom, the convicted felon. Paul, is that his name? I don't even go in there. I don't even go in there. I didn't realize that he was that type of a bottom feeder. I just don't like bottom feeders. That's what it is. I don't really like bottom feeders. If you're going to go for the easy views, where you're going to show some young lady, some 18-year-old young Filipina wearing a string bikini where she's got the morals police chasing her around the beach. If you're going to be that kind of a YouTuber, then I'm probably not the guy that's going to be watching your channel. But but I finally figured out Regular Guy, and I don't like what I see. I just don't like, what I've discovered about him, but he was honest. He told you exactly the kind of guy that he was from the very beginning, and I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't listening, and so when I go back and I look at the videos, I go, oh yeah, he was transparent and honest, telling us, that he has issues. He was upfront about the whole thing. He laid it out there for you. So if you want to find out what those are, you go back and you watch the earlier videos. I mentioned my observations about him, and I was pretty much right the whole time. I was pretty much right the whole time, about that guy. So, okay, every once in a while, you hit a home run. A YouTuber comes online and he's an overnight success, and that's what happened to Regular Guy. I don't hate him because of that. I won't unsubscribe from his channel. I'm a subscriber for life, but I just won't be watching him anymore. I became very, very disinterested in him all of a sudden. And if I wanted to be a YouTube success, then I would do what everybody else was doing. I'd be sitting there telling people how to rent $60 apartments, and I'd be going and showing you that it can be done. I just go back to Steve at the Information Channel, Philippine Information Channel. I'd go back to where he started and move forward. I'd be copying every single video almost up to date. And that would keep me going for at least 4 or 5 years. I probably would be a quote unquote overnight YouTube success, but I just can't do it. Folks, I just ain't built that way. I just can't do it. So for all you guys that are expecting that I'm going to go that way, I can't do it. I can't even pretend to do it. It's just not me, But I think what I will do is I'll just be showing you, Dan and Minnie's daily life. Those are the videos that we're posting these days. But anyway, I think it would be fun for me to go back and do a video on the people back in the day that said that you could live in the Philippines on a $500 per month budget. And you wouldn't be surprised who the players are, you know, and then how over time they kept raising that budget number. Some people call it the sweet spot budget. I think it would be fun. It would be fun to show the evolution, you know, of those YouTubers and their channels and how they started off saying, yes, you can live in the Philippines on $500 per month, right? And then you move to the current day where now you have people that are telling you that, you know, it takes really 2,000 and 3,000 a month. A better way of putting it, I think, would be a more honest way of putting it is if you want to replicate your Western lifestyle, then you would need at least $1,500 a month. Anywhere between that, and depending on where you want to live, it could go as high as 3,000. You know, so anyway, we've talked about the budget until to the point where you know, why talk about it anymore, right? So I've talked about how Minnie and I have been living both places on less than $1,600 per month, but I mean, and we're not hurting for money. I mean, we're not pinching pennies. We're doing whatever the hell we want on that. And so I don't get it. You know, I mean, I realize, so it's a moving target, basically, is what I'm saying. You know, it's a moving target. But I thought it would be fun to go back. People warned me against it. I actually have shared this idea with a couple of people. They've said, Raquel's here. They've said, Dan, don't do it. Don't do it. They'll be mad at you for doing it, for making fun. I'm not making fun of them, but it is fun. It is fun to go back and see the history of, you know what? I can't help it. What do we got? A few more minutes here left in the stream. I apologize to all involved. But I have been working on it. I have been working on a video on this. I must admit. You know, let me give you an example. If you wouldn't mind, if you'll just give me a second. Let me see if I could find the one that I'm working on that talks a little bit about this. Let me see. I don't know if it's this one. Is it this one? All right. So I'm going to put it in front of the camera. But my apologies. I don't think I should do sound. Maybe I will. My apologies, but I'm going to claim fair use on this. I'm going to claim fair use on any copyrighted material that may be involved here. I'm going to declare fair use. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to give you a little sample.
Hey, what is good, beautiful people? Question of Hood again, once again, with another classic video for you guys today. This is your first time watching the Documentary TV video. By all means, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I did a video a while back on how much I believed it would cost for you to live a very comfortable life in the Philippines. And I quoted.
Now, these folks here, I love them. They definitely are living on $500 a month or less. I lowered the sound a little bit. Sorry about that.
Say hi, Anton. Hi, guys. Hello, guys. Good morning from Philippines. Bye, guys. Bye. Yeah, Anton. Anton, qué guapo. Say hi, Anton.
So these folks, they've been living in the Philippines a while, but they've been living in a province lifestyle until recently. I think they're now in Dumaguete.
What if I were to tell you that you can live like a king on $500 per month in the Philippines? Wrong. This, dare I say, is the biggest pack of lies that expat YouTube channels feed their viewers. And turn foreigners to the Philippines
This guy here has always been straight. He's always presented it straight.
So if this absurdly low budget of $500 isn't nearly enough to live on as an expat in the Philippines, then what is enough? That said, let's discuss the comfortable, yes, keyword comfortable minimum budget an expat can live on.
All these people that's advising you.
So you see, that gives you an example, you know, this gives you sort of an
All
example.
these people that's advising you that you, yes, indeed, you can live on your $500 a month pension and live on a farm. You gotta think, these people does not even have a clue because they've never done it. And but they're willing to advise you.
I like this. I like this one. They have no clue. They've never
Because
done
I
it.
think $500 a month is not enough to live here in the Philippines. And as a foreigner, you got more expense than a Filipino. Why? Because as a Filipino, don't have to renew their visas or to get out of the country in time or once in a while as required. And they can live on Filipino food, they can live in Filipino facilities. But as a
Filipino facilities, is she talking about a Nipa hut?
A major life-changing event. And if you would take the advice of other YouTubers saying that you could live there on $500 to $600 a month, trust me when I say that things could become seriously uncomfortable, possibly even disastrous. Can it be done? Sure. But imagine living on the edge of homelessness, if you will. Now,
So that's pretty fun, huh? You have to admit, that's pretty fun. So I can't help myself, you know, because I have these things floating around in my head, you know, about what I just laugh about them, right? And so what's wrong with going back and showing people those old videos, you know? But in here, you have a lot of folks saying there's no way, it's impossible. But the $500 budget was a topic on YouTube at one time. It just illustrates, it just goes to illustrate that people were actually serious at one time on YouTube. A lot of YouTubers cut their teeth on those videos. And so I guess the point I'm trying to make is, you see, all I have to do is go back and tell lies to people, you know, give them false hope. And then I probably would have, you know, a successful YouTube channel. I mean, it's successful anyway. I mean, in my mind's eye, I'm getting 4, 5, 6, 75. I got 7,500 hits last week. I mean, 7,500 when you combine everything, you know, that's, in my opinion, is a successful channel. Chrissy Mom is here. Sekbuchi, Raquel, Chanzel. So, you know, it is what it is. All right. So I know you guys are all coming in here because you think that I'm going to pick. You're going to think that I'm picked. We're going to have Man Mini pick a winner today. I'm not even sure I have money on my Gcash account or not. Let me see. Do I have my list here? Where's my list? Oh my God, I didn't tear that list up and throw it in the trash, did I? Did I tear that list up? That's heck of funny.
That's your fun.
Yeah, that's heck of funny,
Yeah.
you know.
Horror fun.
Yeah. All right, I think we'll do it. We have 22 million people in the house honoring me today for being here. Thank you for your time. Time is valuable. Even if you had me on in the background, it still counts. It still counts. Let's see. Let me find my list here. I got to look it up. I got to change gears here. All right, so I have the list. I pulled the list that I crumbled up in the trash. I have that, so you can see.
This one.
Let me spend a moment putting my hand in here. we're working out of a cellophane bag because when we left Bye, I had to, I put things off to the last moment and I didn't put everything together real fast. So I tossed all. My very last thought was, oh my God, I forgot to get the drawing tabs. And so I put them all in this cellophane Ziploc bag, hermetically sealed, and I put it on in a safe place. So I don't know. I hope this works. I'm shaking it.
Just put it in. Okay. You wanna put one-
Are you ready? Are you ready, man? Minnie, come on over here. Are you ready to pull a winner?
Winner, chicken dinner.
That's right.
Okay.
Winner,
Are you
winner,
ready?
chicken dinner. Go ahead, pull one out. Make sure you only
Close
get
my
one.
eyes for me
I don't
shut.
want any controversies
This
on the
is
Dan
for,
show.
I want this is
The
for,
Dan and Minnie show.
Here.
All right. And we have 50. Wait, is that from last time? 56?
It's a 56.
56?
Mhm.
56?
No, that's not last time yet.
56 is Larice
Oh,
Jusey.
that's lucky. Congrats.
Wait, I don't know if Larice is here. Going once.
I don't see her.
First call for Larice.
Oh, I don't see her.
First
No.
call for Larice. I'm not sure I saw Larice here. Oh, there she is. Larice is here. Larice,
Oh, this.
you are today.
Congrats, Larice.
You are today's winner. You are present. 200 pesos coming to your GCash account near you. Larry, are you here to take us out of this live stream?
Sir Larry.
Hey, we're going to be at Ayala Central Block Mall today. We're going to go up to Wild Travel, check out the tickets. If you're hanging around, stop by and say hello, and we might buy you a donut at the Dunkin' Donuts. Not a Krispy Kreme, Larice. Larry's taking us out of here. Remember to be kind to each other.
Anami.
Take care of yourself. Stay safe and healthy. Plus, always try to have fun. Words to live by. We'll see everybody later on the next live.
Guys.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for hanging in there. Thanks for being a fan.